Hello, everyone. My name is J.J. Hanson, and I am the president of the Patients' Rights Action Fund. I'm a Marine Corps veteran diagnosed with one of the most aggressive forms of cancer. The same cancer as the late Brittany Menard, who elected to end her life rather than continue her battle against this aggressive tumor. But my wife and I decided that surrendering to cancer was not an option for us. Together, our faith and love of life gave us the hope that we could beat the odds. On May 13th, 2014, our world came crashing down. I was at a meeting, a business meeting. In the middle of the meeting, I felt something going terribly wrong with my body. Next thing that I can remember, I woke up in an ambulance, and they told me that I'd had a grand mal seizure. They took me to our local community hospital, where they conducted an MRI. They identified 2 lesions within my brain. They followed up with a biopsy, and that biopsy told us the worst. Growing in my left temporal lobe was stage 4 glioblastoma multiforme, GBM, one of the most aggressive and deadliest forms of brain cancer, capable of doubling in size in just 2 weeks. Now, my wife, Chris, was dealt this devastating news that I had terminal brain cancer, but she was also told that I had a very grim prognosis. Even though just a couple of days before, I was perfectly healthy. I was running, walking, enjoying time with our son, living what many would consider the American dream. Due to the location and the rate of growth of my brain cancer, it was inoperable, and I had 4 months left to live. But Chris and I didn't give up. We went and we got second and a third opinion, thankfully finding a doctor willing to perform the surgery to remove the majority of the cancerous tumors. I then underwent radiation, chemotherapy, and participated in a clinical trial for a new experimental drug. But the last year and a half has not been easy. There was a lot of physical and emotional pain. I had 11 seizures, and there were days when I completely lost all of my most basic abilities. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't read, I couldn't write. And during those days, I questioned whether the emotional and the physical pains that I was going through were worth it. Would it be easier if I just gave up? Imagine, I ask all of you to imagine what choice I might have made if legal suicide drugs were right there beside me when I was going through these dark times. You can't undo that. You can't unmake that decision. My wife would be without a husband, and my son would be without a father. There's no going back when you choose death. As I was going through this challenging recovery, I became aware of a Californian named Brittany Menard, who had been given the same horrible diagnosis as mine. But I believe that her support for assisted suicide created a dangerous precedent for the rest of us trying to fight a terminal disease. Here in California, people who want to fight and live face a very real danger that they will be told by their doctors and their insurance companies that there is no available treatment option for them. However, they can receive pills for assisted suicide. I was told by 3 separate doctors that there was no hope for us. But I am happy to share with you today that 20 months following my initial diagnosis, my cancer is in remission. Doctors are human. just like all of us. They make mistakes. I am very happy to lead the Patients' Rights Action Fund as its president, and I hope that this story can serve as an inspiration to those who would otherwise lose hope and needlessly give up their lives. With the legalization of assisted suicide here in California, the value of life is under continued growing and dangerous attack. I urge all of you, with every fiber of my being, to continue to fight the idea that lethal suicide drugs are an answer to serious illness. Without a doubt, mistakes will be made, and lives will be tragically lost. In our society, we should be focusing on protecting the vulnerable and the sick, not taking hope away. And we share our personal story to give you a powerful example of why terminally ill people should not be offered the option of legal drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, we must be bold, we must have courage, and we must continue to fight for the value of human life and true dignity. Thank you.